I got to admit, but
Did I
okay,
lose you?
so
Oh,
a little bit. So it because of Neil LaSalle, who's our district commander, I got sucked into this, and I'm really enjoying it in my retirement. So we've been fraternity brothers, and he served in he got out of Warrant 5, served in the Marine Corps Reserve for 31 years, and he's a we've been friends for 44 years. We go back to the fraternity at Cal State LA, 1980, and he got me into the Legion, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it. So I agree with a lot of Dr. Cash says. There's not a day that goes by that I meet a person in a parking lot at Walmart or at Sam's Club or at Costco when they got some veteran stuff on. I go up and ask if they need a prayer. Okay, and I had a conversation with Dr. Cash a couple of days ago. I want to go to two hospitals in the area and see if I can go in there with their permission and see if they have any veterans there and pray for them, whether they're asleep or awake. And that's kind of my next mission. And that's it. That's me, Jack Cavanilla.
okay. Thank you, Jack. Um, is it Monica or Monica?
Monica.
Monica. Okay, Monica.
Yes, hi, all. My name is Monica. I'm from the Montebello Post 272. I am a Marine Corps veteran. Been doing the chaplain position 2 years in Montebello. I've done 4 years at Post 139 in Alhambra, and I did another four for the Marine Corps League. So to me, it's a very big honor for me to be in this position. I love this position because it gives me time to spend with the military families. I have the great honor of laying our veterans to rest with the utmost respect. Um, as you all may, I'm sure you've all come across where a lot of families aren't aware of the honors that are provided to veterans when they're deceased and so forth. So I have the opportunity to share those and give them the best send off possible. And I don't think any other position in the American Legion can allows for us to do things like this. So I really love working with the community, our fellow veterans. I also created a project where I'm feeding veterans and students at a local community college that where they have some of them are homeless. Many of them are without funds or very little funds, so they're not aware, they're not able to eat, and they're still trying to go to school. So our commander, my commander, actually supported this. We're going on our second year now, and we feed about 500 students each day. So again, it gives me a great honor to be a part of the community and to share my um, position with everyone. Yeah, whatever I can do to help, I'm there. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you, Monica. That's awesome. Um, and you said you feed like 500 students a day.
Yeah, 400 to 500. We do it twice a month for
Uh-huh.
now because that's what the budget can provide.
Uh-huh.
But it's about four. Well, yeah, it'll be about close to 1,000 each month.
All
And
right,
the
twice
numbers
a
are
month.
unfortunately are getting larger, but
Mm-hmm.
fortunately we're able to do a small amount of service and a lot of veterans. Something with this project, a lot of these people are students. They have other pantries on campus and stuff, but they kind of ask a lot of detailed information, and people don't want to be labeled, so they
Yes.
come to our table. And we as veterans, we kind of can read who the veterans are, and a lot of times they'll kind of reach out and let us know, off to the side who they are and so forth. So there are veteran resources on campus, but we're just that one little extra. So and then we can relate with the community, so they connect with us as well, and they're
Awesome.
not so. distance from us. At first, they thought we were recruiting, and I kind of joked, I was like, "Not today," but now they look for us, which is awesome, and they, more of them are thanking us for our service, and they're more aware of who we are and how we served our country and so forth. We get some conversationalists that want to talk and they want to hear what we have to say, and it's awesome to be able to share that because a lot of these students aren't aware of the sacrifices that a veteran makes when they serve. So we get to
Yes.
educate them.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go to Bob.
Hi, my name is Bob Gallerno. It's one of those French last names. And I've been with Star Post 309 as chaplain for the past couple of years. Our Star Post is a unique post because it's for the law enforcement agencies of Los Angeles County. We currently have over 722 members total, and we recruit from the academy classes that come in to LA County. So it's wide open to all the vets that are sworn law enforcement personnel, which makes it easy for us to recruit. And I'm also a deacon and a adult Sunday school teacher at my local church, and I enjoy meeting with the vets. Tuesday morning is when I go to the VA hospital in West LA and meet with one of the wards and meet with the vets there and have one-on-one visitation with one of our personal 309 vets from Korea War who was up there. So I spend time with him since he has no family except when I come and visit him. So I very much enjoy that, interacting with the rest of the vets there. We do other programs through our post. And as I met Dr. Cash at our annual Veterans Ball that we have the first Friday of November, and it was a pleasure to hear her name and go up and introduce myself and say, eye to eye, nice to meet you, Dr. Cash. So we do help the law enforcement community countywide, and so it's a very personal thing. I did 8 years in the United States Navy as an air crew in a E-2B Hawkeye on the USS Kitty Hawk, and my last 4 years were with the VP 65 out of Point Mugu as an air crew on a P-3 Orion.
So, okay. Thank you so much. Um, as Jack mentioned earlier, he's interested in going into either the VA hospital or hospitals to talk to veterans who are there. And you mentioned you go on a regular basis to see this Korean War veteran. He
Yes.
He is a member of your post,
Correct.
and that's how you connect with him.
Yes.
And do you
Yeah,
see
I was made aware of it by the deputies at West Hollywood who would go visit him. And then it was made known to our post that he was a longtime member. And so he had no family. So I was one of the ones that reached out to visit, make sure he gets a visit on a weekly basis and bring him things that he needs that he can't get inside the hospital there.
Okay.
He is a homeless
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Maybe we can
Dr. Cash,
do
may I
some
cut in?
presentation or do some discussions about, are you all able to hear me?
Yes, Dr. Cash, this is Jack Avanella.
Okay, I got a message. Okay. Um,
May I ask Bob a
maybe
question?
talk about how to get that set up for those who would like to do that in their particular area. Because we all do a lot of things. We all have our strengths and our specialties, and you want to do what you love to do. Because if you're doing something that you don't like to do or don't love to do, people will see it. And we definitely, when we're looking at the spirituality of our veterans, do not want to come off as fake or phony or just trying to do it to appease somebody else instead of doing it for the purpose that we're doing it for or that we should be doing it for. So thank you so much for what you do. I'll go to John Fleming.
Hi, name is John Fleming, Post 303, El Cajon, California. And I've been a chaplain for maybe about 7 years now. Been a member of the Legion for 10.
Okay, I can't hear you. Is it me?
Wait a second. Audio's on. Hello? Hello?
I hear you, John.
I hear you, John.
Okay.
I know I was having technical difficulties earlier. Are you all able to hear John?
We are.
Yes.
I can hear.
I can
John.
hear him.
Okay, then it's me. Okay.
I want to hear that. What pet's that? Is that a cat or a dog he's holding?
It's a 21-pound cat.
Something just happened to
Wow.
my audio.
21-pound cat. Awesome.
And he,
Can I borrow him? I
Okay.
got a rat issue.
Go ahead.
oh, he likes rats. I try to get
Okay,
him
go
down.
ahead, John.
Try to get him down here. Okay. So anyway, I've been a Legion member for 10 years. I've been a chaplain for 7 years. And we do like breakfasts every Saturday. And I'm in charge of all the breakfasts, finding places to go, calling, making arrangements and different things like that. And say the closing and opening prayers at all meetings, Boys State, Veterans Day, Memorial Day, or whatever event we have. And I put together plans for people who need food, for Food for Warriors. I let them know about the Food for Warriors and gosh, what's the other one? Courage to Call, and different places that have food for people who are in need. And also some churches have food available and different other places for seniors. And I let them know at the meetings and pass out the information to the members at a monthly meeting. And we have some school events. We go to schools on different things like Veterans Day, or not particularly that days, but different days we go there to talk about the allegiance to the elementary schools. We have one elementary school local that we give a free bike to every month during the school year. And it's just during the school year we do that. We've been doing that since I've been a member of the post. And well, we ended up doing 7 funerals. I remember 3 days they told me I'm going to be chaplain, basically, because I always invite people to church and all this stuff. So they said, you got to go now. You better as a church. So anyway, I became the chaplain. And 3 days later, one of our Korean War vets passed away, and the wife came up and asked me to do the funeral. And I thought, oh, I've never done a funeral. And did the funeral. I've done 7 since then. But we're pretty, do a lot of things with the community and different things. Veterans Day, we get together. Memorial Day, we get together. The mayor and some Congress people and whatnot show up and everything. And we talk about the Veteran of the Year and different things that go on, different events coming up. Oh, I don't know what else to say. But it's been an experience, yes, a big experience doing this, because I read the chaplain's book. It says, do we do funerals? It says no. I said, well, what happens if somebody has to do a funeral? Then you do a funeral. And I visit people when they're sick. I visit them either at the home or in a hospital. I attend all the funerals that when a post member passes to the post everlasting, and they keep me busy. And I like it. I enjoy it. I want to do it. And I get to meet a lot of different people, get to do a lot of different things and talk to people about the American Legion. I try to wear my hat and hand out my card to people and whatnot. And oh, I don't know what else I'd say.
And that's all good. So that's
Doing
great.
God's work. This gentleman's doing God's work.
Yes, that is great.
It keeps
Thank
me
you.
busy. And I try to make these meetings. I had time signing on to this site. I finally got it tonight. But I have to, I teach Taekwondo for kids. I volunteer to do that 5 days a week. And that can be, and it's an experience. We have kids 3 years old, 3 years old.
Oh,
And
wow.
that's a little difficult sometimes but the kids enjoy it, and all the meetings we have with the American Legion, I do the prayers and different things that we do when we have different holidays and whatnot, and do whatever I got to do when called on to do so. Boys and girls state, go there and attend all those other meetings that they have. So it's been an experience that, and I'm happy, or I wouldn't be doing it for 7 years, I guess.
Yes, the greatest thing is, do you feel you're making a difference?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
I I'm a talker, especially if I know, I talk a lot, but when I'm not prepared for something or whatever, I don't
Okay.
talk too much. But yeah, I talk a lot to people and go around, talk to them. I talk to them even in restaurants, and people come up to me and all the time, and they give them my card or whatever. They say thank you for your service, and I tell them thank you for your support and whatnot. And it's a lot of I enjoy it, and I still invite them to the church.
Awesome. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you. Let's go to Mary.
Sorry I was late, but I had trouble logging on. So was the question is what we're doing in our post?
Just introducing yourself,
Oh,
telling your
okay.
post, and if you're doing anything special or whatever you're doing, whatever you'd like to share with us.
Okay, thank you. Mary O'Donnell. I retired from the United States Coast Guard after 31 years. I've been with the American Legion for about I guess probably closer to 3 years now. And other than being the chaplain, I'm also the JAG, and I'm also on the executive committee. And one of my largest projects every year is Boys and Girls State, just as John said, to do the prayers, the invocations, connect with the children. And then also we do every year a swearing in ceremony in the end of May. The 5 high schools in our community, we have all of the students that are either going to an academy or enlisting in one of the services. We have a huge swearing in ceremony where we have the recruiter come. We have a lot of our congressional people, the senators. I get certificates of appreciation and support for them. They probably get about 9 of those. And we have a regular color guard that the Boy Scouts do. And we recognize each one of them. They actually do a swearing in of the enlisted folks. And we bring all the folks for the academy up to the front. We give the mothers a rose, which we give the rose to the student, and then the student gives it to the parent. And so this is a way of telling them that we're going to be supporting them while they're gone. And when they come home, they always have a military family. And this is as much for the student, quite frankly, as it is for the parents, because it's we give them a memory book so they can kind of keep track of like letters that the student sends home, or when they get rated, any kind of certifications they get while they're going through boot camp. So that's a huge thing. And of course, I always do the invocation for that event, which is we probably have about 200 people that come to attend that. That's including the family members, but we also open it to the community at large. And every year I always carry the Coast Guard flag and do the invocation for the wreaths across America, which I'm sure every post does that. We always open all of our meetings with a beginning prayer and an ending prayer that I end up writing, because I think some of the ones in the books are a little not timely for what's happening in our world today. So
Roger that. I agree.
So and actually it's received quite well. The other chaplain moved, and so they didn't pick me because I'm holy, I think because I was new, and they said, well, would you like to be the chaplain? I said, yeah, because I'm a Catholic, and I'm a practicing Catholic. I'm not saying I'm a great Catholic, because I'm, bless me, Father, for I have sinned. But but I am a regular churchgoer. And so they've actually appreciated. They said that they really like the fact that like when we have any of our members that are sick, their names are brought in, like for the Holocaust memory, that's brought in. So I think it really makes a big difference if you put some of your heart into what you're writing, and it resonates with what's happening either in your community or in the world. I'm trying to think. Well, we do go to the VA hospital with some regularity, And whenever someone dies, I always go to the home with the Bible and see if there's anything that the post can do for them. And we do the regular courtesies. If someone's sick, we do cards. I send cards out to them and then follow up with a phone call. It's not unusual for me to provide a meal, take a meal over to them that I've prepared. And that's usually very well received, because if one of the, even if it's somebody's wife, we have one of our members, his wife had cancer. And so the kind of let them know that they're not alone, that the military family is another part, an extension of their family. I'm trying to think of, and the reason I was at the last convention is when I met you, Doctor, and I thought that, you kind of encouraged me. Well, you didn't. You encouraged me by your actions and your words that I think I could be doing more in my post. And so part of the reason I'm happy that you're doing this is to get ideas from other folks that are doing things that are different, than some things I wouldn't think of doing, but I would certainly steal the idea. And I'm very interested in how, John, how your post can afford to buy, which I think is a great thing, to give a bicycle every month. But our fundraising is really from donations. And sadly, when some of our members die, they leave us in their will. But it's mostly we do a crab feed once a year. And that's pretty much the biggest and only really huge fundraiser we do. And there's just no way, with everything else we do with scholarships and oratory contests, that we could be giving bikes away. So I think it would also expand what we could do in the chaplain corps if we knew how to get more money. We could do similar things like that. Or instead of just going to the VA hospitals, we could go to some of the senior citizen, the people that are on assisted living. That's a lot of, because when we go to the VA hospital, a lot of those folks are left by themselves or the last living relative, or else their relatives, they have children, they're far away and they don't come. Maybe they come for Christmas or Thanksgiving, but they don't have a lot of company. So I think we have gone to assisted living, and I think to expand that would be great. And not just on holidays, because a lot of them have visitors then, but it's just on the in-between times. So I'm happy to answer any questions if you have any questions of me, but that's pretty much who I am. And I'm in post 246, which is in Danville, California, which is in the East Bay of San Francisco.
Mary, Jack
Yes.
Avanella. Okay. Does your post have a bar?
No, we don't.
Okay, so do you have a kitchen?
Yes, we do. But I don't know how it is where you are, but we would have to, when we do our crab feed, just to serve beer and wine, we have to get a license, an alcohol license to.
Okay, that I understand that, but you have a kitchen where you buy food?
Well, we have a kitchen where we prepare food, or else we can reheat it or store it in our fridge, and we have a freezer.
Okay, because if you had a bar, you could reach out to your it's probably distributing those your beer, and you could ask them to donate a bike or two.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So I'm at post 755 in Covina, California,
Uh-huh.
and we had a casino bus cruise down to casino in Southern California.
Mm-hmm.
The VA house?
And we put that together, and we have a harbor distributing rep in our post. He's an Army vet,
Oh,
and he provided 3 bicycles for a raffle.
well, okay, that's good to know. Then I'll have to tap into where some of the connectivities of some of the people have
So,
into the post.
so what you want to do is wherever you get your food or whatever you do, you got to say, I'm an American Legion member. What can you do for the military?
I'm
Okay.
writing this down. I'm writing all this down.
And if you want to call me personally, I'll give you my phone number: 626
Okay, 626.
617
Yes.
5213.
Okay.
Call me personally. I'll try to help you out with how to get raffle stuff for you, or where you get your food and all that. Because I've been in the food business 51 years and I'm still working at it.
So you're still employed? You're still working?
I'm working part-time for a cheese company.
Would your cheese company like to donate to our crab feed?
Well,
That's how to do it. That's how to do it.
You know what? You put me on the spot. So currently, I'm on the. I raise money for our district, as second vice. I'm also on the Ways and Means Committee for the Department of California.
Uh-huh.
I'm raising money for them. I'm also on the committee for Helmets for Heroes.
Yeah, I'm kind of pulling your leg, but because I'm a Rotarian as well, and Rotary, we're always out, kind of knocking alms for the poor. But I will give you a call, Jack, and I thank you
You
for
know,
the
you want to
offer.
talk about? Here's a funny story.
Okay,
So,
Jack, hold your story, Jack. Jack, hold your story. Okay,
I'm sorry. Every
hold the story.
congressperson
We
would
want to
love
finish the
to.
introductions. We definitely want to hear
Okay,
your story.
carry
We
on.
want to
Sorry.
we want to finish everybody's introductions. Okay, we got a few more people, but I thank you, Mary, and I thank you for your input, Jack, because that's definitely an idea. Sometimes we don't think to ask people that we do business with. And you can ask every member in your post to ask someone that asks an organization or business that they frequent regularly because they know them, and hopefully they know that they are a veteran. But if not, this would be a great time to introduce themselves as a veteran. And this is my post, and we're trying to do X, Y, and Z. Would you like to help sponsor an event? And many people will say yes if they know in advance, and they can talk about it, they can plan it. So there are a lot of people who will be willing to help, and there are people waiting and waiting and waiting to help, but nobody asks. So that's definitely something to do. We'll finish up with these introductions. Fernando, are you available to talk?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Introduce yourself. Tell us about your post, what you do, a few good things like that.
Okay, my name is Fernando Gallardo. I'm from Rivera Post 411 in Pico Rivera. I'm currently the District 19 commander. And this year I did chaplain duties for the virtual team as we installed our new incoming officers. We are currently working with Debbie Butler from Long Beach, VA. We are going to be going to the Long Beach, VA for Christmas early in the morning. And right now we're going around to some junior high schools and high schools to have kids sign Christmas cards so we can issue them to the veterans. That is all, Chaplain.
Okay. Thank you. So it's a couple other ideas. If there's something that you're not doing, something you're trying to, that you'd like to do to get the community involved with our veterans. I like the cards. So I'm writing some of the stuff down that you all are saying too. So because it's all good stuff.
I saw
Um,
that, Chaplain.
um, Eddie, are you available to speak?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay.
Um, it's good to hear everyone, and everybody has some really great ideas there. My name is Eddie Orozco. I'm the chaplain for the 15th district, also for my Air Force veteran, and we are on the honor guard here with our post and everything. We go out and help with the funerals. I've actually done a few veterans funerals here and all. We are involved, like I say, with the district, with the chaplains in the other posts and all, and pretty active in my post, which is Post 20 here in Porterville, California. Uh, Small post, but we've actually our riders do have a ride every year that helps Optimal Hospice Kids Camp. We actually donate money so that some kids can go to these camps and everything. And everybody loves to come to that and everything. And I do take part in that with the prayers and everything for our meals and for the ride and all the other. So we just had our memorial remembrance where I do the invocation there and everything. So we try to stay busy here. And Dr. Cash, if I can, we talked about on our first meeting, you were explaining about the uh, form for post everlasting.
Yes.
I was wondering if you might be able to send me that link to my email address, or if you can actually send a copy of that form so I can get it out to the people in my district so we can actually do this correctly.
Okay.
And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Thank you so much, Eddie. I put in the chat um, 6 links of things I was supposed to do, and I apologize. Um, just got a bit overwhelmed with things, and um, but here they are. Are you able to see the 6 forms, the 6 links in the chat?
Yes.
I don't see a chat. Maybe I don't know where to look.
Okay. Are you on the phone or computer?
I'm on my laptop.
Okay, so at the very bottom, your bottom menu, you should have a chat button.
Oh, now, okay, sorry. Yes, okay. Now that I expanded it.
Yes, ma'am. I see it.
Okay. Because I know that if you come in after I put it in, then you won't see it. That's why I wondered if everyone was able to see it.
Mm-hmm.
So the first form that you're referring to, Eddie, the form you're referring to, Eddie, is the member data form. So it's the first form. And um, and on that form, that's where when a veteran transfers to post everlasting, you would put the veteran's membership number and the veteran's name. And there's a box you check that says deceased, and you sign it at the bottom and you email it. The instructions are there as well. So you email it to National, which is there, to the department adjutant, and also to me.
Okay, I thank you for that. I will see if I can get it downloaded here onto my phone. Thank you very much, Dr.
Okay.
Kesh.
Okay. And because what happens is, um, when I started doing this, I've been trying to figure out a way to get the post everlastings and get those who transfer to post everlasting. And department has it, but department, they've been so overrun with a lot of work that this was kind of like it's there, and I would get it like at the very last minute because of all the other things they're having to do to prepare for the department. So I'm trying to be proactive and get it on my end. So if our chaplains and our adjutants can forward it to me, um, and everybody has to figure out a system for them to do it, because in some areas the chaplain gets the information directly. In other areas, the adjutant gets the information and then it goes to the chaplain. So work it out how you do it. It's okay if it's duplicated, um, just as long as the number is correct. But if you send it to me and then your adjutant sends it to me, that's fine. Because when I get ready to do post everlasting, if it's not, my goal is to be able to call out the names of those who've transferred instead of just calling numbers. If you do a post rejuvenation day where you're making calls to those members who have not renewed their membership in a year or two, you may find some post everlastings there as well. So whenever you find them, you don't need to know the date of their passing, but just send the information on so that we can get them on our records, get our records corrected, so that we don't keep sending information to a veteran who's transferred already. And then always we want to be able to recognize our comrades who've passed on to post everlasting. And so the last one for introduction, Lizardo, I don't know if you're able to speak. So I saw you put
I
your
am.
information in the chat. Okay. So
Oh yeah.
introduce yourselves to us.
All right. I'm Listardo Duran. I'm currently a student at Pasadena City College. I'm the chaplain for Neo La Sala's post American Legion 280 in East Pasadena. Uh, I'm also a member of the other organizations that are around the area over here in Pasadena.
All right.
Yeah, I'm part of the so I do a lot of volunteer work with all of them. I do a little bit of everything with all of them. Even this one organization, which I kind of like because they do a lot of beach cleanups. It's the Mission Continues in Orange County.
Oh, yes.
That one's pretty fun. And then and I'm also part of the honor guard, color guard of the Monrovia VFW. Uh, I'm the part of the cooties as well. I just found out about them, and I'm like, damn, I want to wear that hat. It's like a little funny looking clown hat that we got to wear. So that's pretty fun. Uh, oh yeah. So my major is in plant science.
Okay.
I like plants, so I thought I'd go back to school to learn a little more about them, like the science of it. Uh, I pretty much do volunteer work, and I enjoy being a chaplain because I actually spend a lot of time at the VA hospitals, uh, and I'm also a volunteer for the VA hospitals. I got my little volunteer badge through the West LA VA, so
Uh-huh.
whenever I can, I go over there. You know, so
Awesome.
so that's
Awesome.
it. That's about it.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. And again, thank all of you for being here, for sharing the different things that you do in your service as a chaplain. And as you can tell, there is no one way to do it. There is no one way to do it. Our job is to connect the veteran and their family members to purpose and meaning. And we're doing that through their spirituality. And the more that we do, the more that we show up, and the more that we show veterans that we care, the more that they will know that they're cared for. And you want to be able to be that resource person where if someone needs something, call the chaplain, and then the chaplain actually knows something. So you want to, just try to just continue to brush up, continue to share ideas. We do have a brainstorming session if we have time at the end. But I put in the chat the member data form, which again is the the form you use to transfer to post everlasting. Um, tools for buddy check teams. You had a question? Okay. So the member data forms, and then also tools for buddy check teams. We know that one of the initiatives of the American Legion is Be the One, suicide prevention. And it's really difficult to have someone talk to you about feelings of committing suicide if they don't have a relationship with you. And one of the ways to develop a relationship is through the buddy check system. And so one of the things that I've been looking at is if the post is not doing buddy check, because a lot of posts are, and then a lot of posts are not, because they don't know what to do or how to start it. The buddy check is not to call and see if you're able to pay your dues. That's secondary. Because what we don't want to hear is, you don't want to hear when you call a legionnaire, my dues are in the mail. Didn't I pay my dues already? That's not the kind of conversation you're trying to have. So one of the things that I did with my posts, I sorted out the names of those who had paid their dues and given them to our post chaplain to call and to just check in with them as beginning the buddy check, because they're not calling about dues. Yeah, you paid your dues, we got you, that's good. I'm just calling to see how you are doing. And it's like, wait a minute, you really calling to talk to me about me? And that's the beginnings of developing relationship. And then when someone is not doing well, then they have someone that they know that they can call because that someone cares about them because of the fact that they were trying to establish a relationship. So that's what the buddy check is about, because you can't really get to the be the one until you get past the buddy check. Because no one, if you can't tell if someone is kind of off in their conversation if you've never had a conversation with them before. Because sometimes person may be, they may talk slow normally, where you used to talking fast and being da 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 da. Well, you say, well, why are you talking so slow? Is there something wrong, or are you depressed? And it's like, why do I have to be depressed because I talk slow? That's how I talk. So now you built up a wall because now you offended me. You're telling me there's something wrong with me. Who qualifies you to tell me that something's wrong with me? But that's where the relationship comes in. If I know you and I've talked to you enough to know that you're talking slow, then I'm looking for something else in the event that you do go left. You do start feeling a certain kind of way. But I have to know how you are before I know what's not your norm. Does that make sense?
Roger that.
Okay. So the tools for the buddy check team, excuse me, that link has some information, posters, videos, little instructions on how to do a buddy check and even a script. And you can take the script and you can tweak it for your personality. So look into that. On our Chaplain Center page, there is a section where we can share a prayer. So we're asking everyone and anyone to share a prayer on the page. We want to get that page full of prayers so that when a veteran, a legionnaire, a family member just needs a word of inspiration, they can go to the share a prayer page. So if you go on there now, there are a lot of prayers on that page, and I want to get it so that we have a steady flow of prayers so that I can change the format of how the prayers are being posted. Because all the prayers are valuable. They may not mean anything to you now, but 6 months from now, you may read a prayer and it's like, okay, that really touched me. So that's what we want to do with the share a prayer page. So I want to encourage all of you to take a moment whenever you get a chance. It doesn't have to be a long prayer. It doesn't have to be a dissertation. Just a few lines on, I'm thankful for something, or I'm grateful for this, or I just want to pray for all of our legionnaires. You can pick a specific topic to pray for and do your own series if you want, but that's a platform for us to use to post prayers. And then the next two links are for two different chaplain manuals. The chaplain manual, 44 pages, and then there's a chaplain's how-to manual, it's 145 pages. So both of those are PDFs. They're online. You can look at them. You may have them already. But those are two other chaplain manuals, chaplain guides of different things to do as a chaplain. And then the last form is the Chaplain of the Year form. Excuse me. That tells what you need to do to submit your what reports do you need to submit for Chaplain of the Year. Last year was the first time in a long time, from my understanding, that they had done Chaplain of the Year, and that wasn't even on my radar. In February and in January, the commander said, "Don't forget, you got to get your Chaplain of the Year stuff ready." And I'm like, "What is that?" And so he sends me the page. And so Chaplain of the Year. But they hadn't had it in so many years. So people did not know about it. Chaplains were not made aware that Chaplain of the Year was there. But I did several e-blasts that included the Chaplain of the Year link and what to do. And I had 4 people turn in reports for Chaplain of the Year. And Jack Evanilla was our Chaplain of the Year for 2024. So I thank Jack for all the work that he's done. And on the form, it just tells you what What we're looking for is, what are you doing as a chaplain? What are you doing as a chaplain? Are you just doing the opening and closing prayers, and that's the extent of what you do as a chaplain? Are you doing that? I mean, I heard some great things about what we're doing out in the community as chaplains. All of those things will go in the report, because one of my goals is to bring to the Legion the awareness that the chaplain is not a throwaway seat. The chaplain seat is not a throwaway seat. And I say that because I've only been in the Legion five years. And I hear what you got to go through the chairs. In order to get to the next level, you got to go through the chairs. And when I watch people take the chaplaincy, the seat, it's opening prayer, closing prayer. I might send out a card or two, and don't ask me anything else, because I'm not a pastor, I'm not a preacher, I'm not a deacon. I'm just sitting in this chair because next year I'm supposed to be XYZ. The chaplain's position is very important to the wellness of the veteran and their family. And in order for the Legion to become aware of that, they have to see that chaplains are doing things. So all of this that you all mentioned tonight in your introductions, your posts know what you're doing. Some of your posts know what you're doing. Everyone in your post may not know that you are doing that. But let's say that, for sake of argument, you share with your post, and your post knows that, for example, Monica, that you go out and you feed college students. Well, that's just your post that knows that in your area, in your town, in your city. But then I'm in Los Angeles. I didn't know that. I didn't know that you did that. Okay. Just like Bob says, he visits a Korean War veteran every week because he doesn't have any family. And this is not to get accolades for you to do a, attaboy or good, it's not for that, but it's to let the Legion know that what we do is important. It extends beyond the opening and closing prayer of the meeting. So that's why the Chaplain of the Year is very important. That gives us an opportunity to shine, to expose what we do, so that it will encourage others to want to do something too. Because again, just listening to this conversation, listening to the introductions, when someone said they were doing something, someone asked a question, because how did you get that done? How did you get somebody to donate a bike every month? How did you, where do you get the food from to do that? And so when the Legion knows what we do, then when we get ready to do something, it'll be easier for us to do it, because it'll be common knowledge. Does that make sense? So I want to encourage all of you to look at the Chaplain of the Year form and write down the things that you do on an ongoing basis. Use it for your monthly reports. And because I would like to be able to submit things on the weekly news blast to talk about what the chaplains are doing, so that, again, people know that the chaplains are out here doing something.
Dr. Jackie Vanilla.
Yes.
May I chime in?
Yes.
Okay, so we saw each other at the 9 November down at Eugene Park, the Korean War veteran that died, and they named the park after him. We met, right?
Yes.
We hugged each other because we're good friends. So the Legion does a really bad job of getting who we do in the community.
Yes.
Okay, we don't PR ourselves,
Right.
but the chaplains do that because they go to church. Mary O'Donnell's a devout Catholic. I am too. Okay, so we have to. I went to a city council meeting, and I live in Glendora. I didn't go to the city council Veterans Day thing. I went to West Covina. I read the POW poem. I hope everybody's aware of that. And they liked it so much, they invited me back for Memorial Day to do it. Which we have to get the word out for the outside the community to help people know what we do. And you know what? The chaplain is a great conduit to do that. We're just speaking about.
Yes.
And by doing that, as second vice and chaplain of District 18, it's a really interesting thing, because every day I'm trying to get people to join the American Legion, and every day I'm trying to give people a prayer. Roger that.
Roger that. That's it. And that's what we want to do. Is you hit the nail on the head. We are poor PR people. And I know it's comes from being it comes from humility, comes from being humble. I don't want to
Roger
toot
that.
my own horn,
Humility.
but when you look at the focus of why you're tooting your horn, you're not tooting your horn for you, you're tooting your horn for the other veterans. Because there's a veteran who needs what you do, but they are not going to ask because nobody's ever did this before. You mean you feed college students? How long you been doing that? Wow, I've been going to school hungry every day, and I didn't know that I could get fed by an American Legion. So that's why we do that, and taking the stigma away from the situation. So instead of uh, tooting your own horn, is this is what I'm doing to bless God's people. This is what I'm doing to bless other veterans. So, because I'm the same way. I was a couple what was it? The 10th of November for Veterans Day. One of the churches, they recognized members of our post. And when I was nominated, the guy said, well, send me something about what you do. And it took me so long to write out what I do because it's like, I don't want to say that. I don't say that. It looks too, you know, and but I finally put something together, but I definitely understand how you feel because I was against the Chaplain of the Year thing because it my first thought was we're not in competition with each other. But then when we look at it we're sharing what we do with others in the Legion. So that's the spin we put on it. So that when we talk about the Chaplain of the Year, this is a Chaplain of the Year. This is what they did. They drove 2,000 miles over the last year to visit veterans. They conducted funeral services. They did post-everlasting services because of the veterans who passed away. They did Memorial Day services. They did Veterans Day services. They fed people in the community. So when we say all of that, it's like, wow, that chaplain is a hard work. That's a hard job. So that's what we want to get out there. But again, because we love what we do, it's not hard. It's not something that we would maybe at least we're not trying to change to turn it in. Ain't nobody saying I don't want to be chaplain anymore because we enjoy what we do. We enjoy what we do. So that's what we want to get the Legion to understand that we do things.
Dr. Cash, Jack of Milligan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so recently I set up a recruiting table for District 18 at La Fetra Center in Glendora. And this is really crazy. And I also did West Covina, spoke on Veterans Day for a more Veterans Day. I read the POW MIA poem, and we set up. They provided the table and the tablecloth, and I provided the props that go with the POW MIA table. And I read it, and they were really impressed with what I did. I didn't really believe. I said, "Wow, really?" They invited me back for Memorial Day. My point is, the department should not ask for a department Legion of the Chaplain of the Year award. They should just honor everybody does what he does. Because you know what? I'm embarrassed that I got Legion Department Chaplain of the Year award last year, 2024. I'm embarrassed what I hear from other people that read what they do for their community. I think, and when I go to these La Fetra Center in Glendora and West Covina, they provide you with a plaque and different from Grace Napoleano, who's our area representative from Congress and Department of is a senator and representative of the state of California. All these what do they call it? Paperwork, right? And they give us all this stuff, and they go, you know what? That's what Legion should do. not just represent what we do. Everybody should. All these people out here today, they should be represented and given a plaque and honored. So we got to change that in the Department of California. What do you think?
Yes, I mean everyone who submitted last year, everyone who submitted their report received an award. They because of the recognition. And that's what I'm going for. I want
I think
everyone to know that the chaplains are doing more than just opening and closing prayers.
when we go to that Department of California, um, what do they call it?
Convention to the convention.
Yeah, convention.
Hmm.
All these people that spoke tonight should be there in honor and get a plaque.
Yes,
We should all be on stage. You know what I'm talking about, right?
right. And again, I can't push for that by myself. Okay,
You know what?
when the department commander says, okay, this is a program, Dr. Cash, what do you need? Well, I need 20 minutes because I'm going to recognize all of my chaplains, and then one chaplain shows up.
You know
So
what?
we will discuss all
You
that before the convention so that when I ask for what I'm gonna get, people can see that we are really doing something. But I get
you
what you're saying,
me
Jack. I get what you're saying.
you me and Nick Rosa have to have a lunch together and turn this around. What do you think?
We'll make it happen. We can make it happen.
I'll
Um,
Okay.
join that lunch.
Mary?
You can come too, Mary.
Thank you. I just wanted to say I understand everything you're saying and I understand the impact that has. But I want to just share one thing that my Irish mother, God bless her soul, used to always say that someone should see, sorry if anyone's Jewish, but someone should see Christ in you every day. And when you do a random act of kindness, you are earning a gem in your crown in heaven.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think that's something to, it's nice to let people know the importance of what we do and to get recognition in the sense of that we need to support the chaplains and that we are a force multiplier in the community and in our post. But I also think we should think about our little crown in heaven. So
Yes.
that's from my mother.
Yes. And
Wow.
that's why I
Well
know that
spoken, Mary.
yeah, that's why I know that many people have problem with it because I have a problem with it. When we talk about, don't tell everybody what you do when you're doing it for the Lord. Don't brag about what you're doing. But that's what I'm saying. We're reframing it, not that we're bragging about it, but we're informing our legion, our department, that this is what is going on within your department. So that people can't say, people can proudly say, my department supports veterans all up and down the state of California. So Lasardo, do you have something?
Yeah, can you post up the form for the chaplain of the year again? So I can see like the information I need to like put in there
Okay. Okay. The
on the
link.
chat. Thank
Okay.
you.
It's there.
Okay. Monica?
Yes, I agree with you because I have a big problem letting people know what I do because I feel like I'm boasting.
Yes.
And it because when as Mary was saying, when you do things that are for Christ, you don't you do it selflessly. And I think every one of us as chaplains have that in our hearts.
Yes.
Because if you have to have Christ in your heart to be a good chaplain, plain and simple.
Yes.
You have to have that spirituality to be able to give so much of yourself. I know for myself, when I'm doing a ceremony or I'm doing a funeral or something, I don't stick with the traditional. I know someone said that they didn't do that either, but I don't stick to the traditional the prayers in the book. I try very hard to make it personal for that individual if I'm doing a funeral.
Yes.
And I take the extra time to talk to the families, to find out about the person, and to make that whatever it is I'm going to say, whatever prayer I'm going to use, it's for that person,
Yes.
not for a slew of everyone I keep using the same one over and over again.
Yes.
My dad was a veteran. I buried my father, and I bury each veteran like I'm burying my father. And I I give it, a lot comes out of me, and it doesn't happen if you don't have that spirituality.
Right.
But it's very in having that, you have the humility that goes with that, and it's really hard to say, "Hey, I'm doing this," or "Hey, I'm doing that." And some of my members that help me, because I'm also part of an honor guard. I know someone else said they were part of the honor guard. I'm part of the honor guard for the 272. I was at the DNC this last one, and I'll be at the last one in Bakersfield,
Mm-hmm.
and, and we'll be in Santa Maria as well. But we've had talks with my group, and they get on me for not letting people know all the things that I do. Because there's a lot of things I do, I don't even tell them.
Yes.
And it just I feel that, like, oh, I don't want, I'm not doing it for the pat on the back. And it's just really hard to let people know, but like no, when if I bury a veteran, a male veteran. Haven't buried a female veteran yet, but if I've buried many, and a lot of times the families, the wives, the children, we develop a relationship,
Yeah.
and my relationship with them, not always, but sometimes goes beyond that day, because it's when they're in that day, everybody's there. It's when the way I say it is when the lights go out
Mm-hmm.
and the ceremonies are over, and that's when they need the support.
Yes.
And that's when I continue. I don't just stop on the day of. I continue if they want to. And I've taken them out to lunch. I've taken them out for coffee. I've listened to them crying for hours on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't tell anybody. I just kind
Exactly.
of, that's just something I do,
Mm-hmm.
because the way I look at it, the Lord has me here.
Mm-hmm.
And when you talk about, you have people taking the position because they want to move up the ladder. I myself have done the opposite. I've not moved up the ladder because I don't want to, because this is where I want to be.
That's your place.
Because
Yeah.
I am a God-fearing woman, and I believe strongly, I know someone else said this, that you walk your talk, and actions speak louder than words. And if you can show Christ in your actions of giving time, whatever it is
Mm-hmm.
that you're giving that person, that's what we're here for,
I agree.
you know?
I
And it
agree.
doesn't cost anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's time consuming many times. I mean,
Yes.
honestly, look, I'm being real. You don't have the time, but I make time.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, I got this to do, but I can't. It's not in me to say, well, I got to go. Bye. I don't want to listen to you. But in the same breath, I think this position that we have is probably one of the, if not the most rewarding positions, because of what we can provide to someone else,
I agree.
which is Christ's love. Period.
Agreed.
That's all it is.
I agree. Thank you so much.
Roger that.
Yeah. Thank you
Yep,
so much.
I agree as well.
Yes. So then maybe we can think about how to transform this so it's not the chaplain of the year, because again, for me, that invokes competition, and I don't want that. But I'd rather something to make what we do to bring the awareness of the things that we do, that we've done, that we're able to do, so that those who are sitting in the seat thinking that all I have to do is open and closing prayer, that would spark something in them to either move out of the seat or to take advantage of being in the seat to do what they've been called to do.
Chaplain, I have to say that there was somebody that mentioned about having us all at department convention.
Yes.
And maybe, I mean, how powerful would that be to have all your chaplains there and you read off what each one of us, not everything we do, but
Right,
just
right.
something that we do,
Yes.
and they get a real big picture all in one stroke of what we all do.
I would love to do that. I would love to do that because that's
I think that
again,
would be awesome.
if I'm saying to the commander, I need 15 minutes for my time, then I have to be able to fill that 15 minutes such that no, you can't be done. There's got to be more. There's got to be more. I can't wait for that to happen again. That's what we want to do because that's the Legion becomes excited. Mary's so excited she's gonna jump out of her seat. Go ahead, Mary.
I know. I'm just ready to do a cheer. Um, I agree with what is it, Monica? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Without my glasses, I can't see.
It's,
But I
it's
think that
spelled
I
with a
think
K. That's all. Mama got
okay.
fancy.
It would be powerful to have all of the chaplains on the stage, and you'd certainly do an opening prayer, and then instead of saying, okay, like Mary did this, Monica did that, is saying this is the chaplain core, and these are some of the things that these legionnaires have brought to your community, to your veterans.
Yes.
We could all collectively, you could cull through all the things that we've all done and pick out the things that you would see would be like resonate with most of the folks, would seem more significant, some things that maybe they would never know that we were doing, and we could do it as a group so that it's a collect, we're all up there, you do an opening prayer, we're the chaplain corps, and then you recap, this is the body of work that these folks have done for our veterans and for their community.
Yes.
Do it that way.
Wonderful.
Yes, we can make it happen. We can make it happen. So yes, definitely.
Okay, I'm back in my skin again now.
We could definitely do that. So we're gonna continue this because I definitely want to do that. And also, we did a prayer breakfast at the convention, and I want to be able to do that again. It was again because I didn't have contact communication with many chaplains and the vice commanders representing the different areas, as well as the district commanders, were not spreading information as swiftly or as thoroughly as they could have been. So it was just my one voice sending out email blasts. And if somebody recognized my name, they would do something. Or like Jack would send my email to somebody because Jack knew me. But if you don't know me, it's like, okay, this is a chaplain. We ain't gonna worry about and this is a throwaway pile. So we're going to work on just continuing to develop our core and our chaplain core and be able to show up in mass at the convention and having a chaplain's conference as well as a prayer breakfast because we have a lot to share with each other, a lot of ideas among us, and a lot of support and encouragement that we can give to one another. Because again, that was one of the reasons why I wanted that I started having these meetings because again, nothing else was had. We didn't do this before. And when I was appointed and I'm asking, okay, so what do I do? Oh, the opening prayer and the closing prayer. I said, I know I got to do more than that. I know I have to do more than that. And so they said, well, no, that's pretty much it. So I said, okay. And then I just started doing my own thing. Reading the manual and seeing what others have done, but taking that along with what I know is needed in the body for the spirituality of our veterans and just making it happen. So that's what we are going to do. I'm excited. I'm glad that I have a group of people who are excited. And I want you to talk to the other chaplains that are in your district. The other chaplains that are in your district, invite them to come on the call. When you received your reply, when you went on Eventbrite and signed up for this, in your reply, there should have been a link for the page where the previous meetings are posted. So if you didn't have it, I'm gonna send it out again. But because we met in September, we met in October, and then tonight's meeting. So we're gonna put all of those in that particular, it's a YouTube channel. So it'll be on a YouTube channel so that we can continue to keep abreast on what it is that we're doing and what others are doing, and as well as these links will also be put in there so that we can be equipped to do the job that we've been called to do. And I just want to say I appreciate every one of you, and you can always reach me at chaplain@calegion.org. And if you have any other thoughts, any other ideas, definitely share. This was so rich. This was so full. There was one, I'm going to send it to you as a presentation called Spiritual Wellness During the Holidays. Spiritual Wellness During the Holidays, because we're coming up on the holidays. And again, the spiritual wellness is not just whether you go to church or not, but having your purpose, having your meaning, knowing what it is that you're going to do or that you want to do or what that you could do. So I'm going to send this out. It just has 10 different ideas of things that you as a chaplain can do to support the veterans, to support the Legionnaires, to support veterans that may not be Legionnaires, to support family members during this holiday season. Because for some, this is a difficult time because families get together and not everybody has family. Some people have toxic families and they really want to get together. They try and it just doesn't work out. So being able to pick your family, I have an extended family. My family wasn't that bad, but we only had a few people. And then when they drift out, then there was nobody left. So we created a whole new family. So we just celebrate because when we look at the meaning of the holidays, regardless of whatever faith you are, it comes all together under the umbrella of love. So we're expressing love to one another. We're showing purpose for our life. We all have a meaning in our lives. We all have a reason why we are still here. And we're going to put that reason, we're going to kick it into gear. And so during the holiday season, I just want to invite all of you to attend the events at the veterans, at the VA hospitals. Wear your cover, wear a Legion shirt.
Yeah. May I chime in?
Let
If
people
somebody does it in the Glendora area, with the San Gabriel Valley, District 18, doesn't have a place to go for Thanksgiving, call me. 626-617-5213. Come to the house
Okay.
for Thanksgiving. I have a command sergeant major invited. Our district commander, Neil LaSalle, is coming to the post. He's bringing his 83-year-old mom. And he's our district commander of 18. And our first vice, Sam Cavallo, is also coming. So you need a place to go for Thanksgiving? Don't hesitate. Call me. I'll invite you.
Okay.
God bless.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's
So
what it's all about.
Yes.
Veterans helping veterans.
Yes. And that's what we do. We're going to continue doing it. And I just want to encourage each one of you to do what you can. Do what works for you. If you need any encouragement, you can reach out to any one of us. You can reach out to me. I'm a great listener. I'm objective. I don't boss anybody around. I don't tell you what to do. I don't offer advice unless it's asked, and then it's very gingerly. Because sometimes I have found that people just want to say what's on their mind and they just want to be heard. And sometimes as a chaplain, we'll go place and wonder, well, what do I say? What do I do? It's a ministry of presence. Sometimes just you sitting in the room is enough for that veteran or that family member. So I just want to, as we come to a close, I just want to encourage all of you to just keep doing what you're doing, and then share what you're doing with others. If you have a newsletter, or just take the chaplain form and begin to write down the things that you've done. And I like the idea of not putting a name next to the stuff, but just putting the stuff out there that we as the Chaplain Corps has done over the year. Because it is something to recognize, not for recognition, but to recognize that we are truly serving our veterans. So any final comments or questions or thoughts or concerns from anyone?
This
Yes,
is Jack
Mary.
Vanilla. I
Oh,
want to
hold on,
invite
Jack. Hold on,
Dr.
Jack. Hold on, Jack. Hold on, Jack.
Hello.
Go ahead, Mary.
Oh, I was just I was just going to say that I miss I was out of the country doing wheelchairs last month, but I find these incredibly helpful, and it kind of a little bit of kind of puts the juice back going on, flowing heavy. So I think that these are great, and I hope that we continue, and I hope that whatever veterans or chaplains aren't here tonight, that we can get the word to them to say, call some of your other chaplains, and we'll tell you how great this was. So I hope we continue to do this. And also, I just wish everybody a very happy and blessed Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And Jack? Jack? Okay. Anybody else have any other comments, questions, thoughts, concerns that they wanted to share before we close out?
I do have a question.
Yes.
Will these be monthly, these meetings?
Yes.
This is my first one.
Okay. Yes. The third Monday of the month. So our next one is going to be December 16th.
Okay. I think these are awesome. And Chaplain, thank you. Thank you for doing this. I don't really have an opportunity too much to meet other chaplains. Very rare.
Mm-hmm.
But this is an opportunity to get to know each and every one, and you as well. So
Awesome.
thank
Well,
you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming. And I know that we're all busy and things are going on and everybody wants to meet. So if you can't make it, it's totally understandable. Because again, we record these and the links are available for you to go back and look at it. And if you have any questions about anything that was said or done, feel free to call me. I'm open. Yeah. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to call me. And again, tell others about the fact that we are meeting every third Monday at 6:30. I think January.
I wanted to introduce myself at the DNC, but I was doing the color guard duty, so
Yes.
I didn't have an opportunity. But I'm glad I took the time to do this today, and I will continue.
Well,
And I look forward. I did I was on my way to convention, and my car broke in Bakersfield.
Oh,
So I
wow.
had to get towed all the way back in 100 and some degree weather. It was terrible. But I will be there next year.
Yes, we're going to do some things. We're going to do some things throughout. And if you think that we should meet during the DEC, let me know because
Yeah, why not?
we don't have a voting. I don't have to vote. I don't have a voting voice in the DEC. So I can go do opening prayer, then I can dismiss. And if the chaplains are there, we can meet and talk. And
that would be great.
we can do things. So the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. I'm the person, I don't ask for permission, I ask for forgiveness. And after I've done something, you really can't say that was wrong for you to do. So
So the
that's how I
DAC,
operate.
I will be there because my color guard team will be presenting colors as well.
Okay.
So I will be there. So if we can make that happen, I'd love it.
Okay. So that's in March.
March.
So, I'll put it out there. If you all want to have some type of mini conference, we can meet the same time DEC is meeting. And if that's something that you all want to do, we can make it happen because I will be there. So we'll put that out too. So as we close out again, thank you all so much for being here. And I appreciate each and every one of you for your ideas, for your input, your thoughts. I just thank you all and I appreciate you all. And I'm looking forward to just continuing on in this great year with all of you.
Thank you.
Monica, can you close us out in prayer, please?
Yes, certainly. Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing us to gather today. Thank you for the blessings you provide us each and every day and the heart that you have given us to give to others. I thank you for our great leadership in Dr. Kathy. I thank you for each and every one of these chaplains that give of themselves every day. And I thank you for watching for over us and our communities and our veterans. In Jesus' name, amen.
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 Amen. Thank you all very much. Have a wonderfully blessed Thanksgiving holiday, and we will see you all on December 16th.
Thank you. God
So
bless you.
reach
Happy
out to me if you need
Thanksgiving.
anything. Blessings, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.